Welcome to a corner of Alaska where towering mountains and sweeping valleys cradle a story etched in gold. A place where an abandoned mine sits frozen in time, a ghost town so well preserved you catch a rare glimpse into a time gone by. An area so remote and rugged that to this day only one gravel road dares cut through it. And yes, we're going to attempt it in our bus, sheer drop-offs and all. Come with us and let us introduce you to Independence Mine and Hatcher Pass, a region of breathtaking beauty and lingering mysteries. Why is Independence Mine so well preserved? And why did it close? Is there still gold waiting to be found in these mountains? And how did it all get there in the first place? This is a story of discovery, of riches, and the grand forces that shaped this landscape and led to the formation of an Alaskan motherlode. Jump aboard and explore it all with us. This story begins here along Willow Creek. Snaking approximately 30 miles from the Talkeetna Mountains to the Susitna River, gold was discovered here in 1897. Flakes and nuggets were found scattered amongst the gravel and cobblestones of the streambed, and as you can imagine, a gold rush ensued. Of course, the moment gold is found in a downstream watershed, the tingling question arises, where did it come from? In the year 1906, prospector Robert Lee Hatcher set out on horseback to find out just that. Imagine setting out into this wild mountainscape all alone save your horse and your trusted dog, Blue, to explore and scour the alpine heights searching for rich veins of quartz-bearing gold. That was Robert Lee Hatcher's world. Little did he know the magnitude of the discovery he would make hidden within the vastness of these peaks. Hatcher was venturing into the Talkeetna Mountains of south-central Alaska, cradled between the Alaska Range to the northwest and the Chugach Mountains to the southeast. Once an inaccessible maze of peaks and valleys, one road now snakes its way through, reaching 42 miles from Willow to Fishhook. We have been waiting all summer for the ice and snow to melt so we could attempt this road in our schoolie. It's a risky endeavor with hairpin turns, very little shoulder, and a steep drop after that. But we believe our Bobby Bus can do it. Hatcher Pass Road is one of those drives that if you can do it, man, do it. But you have to catch the right time window. Winter around these parts lasts basically from October to May, and you can only drive up and over the summit from about July to mid-September. Then they close the road from mile 17 to mile 32. We're here in August, driving up from the Willow side, lucky to arrive on a sunny day with dry road, no mud, just epic views. Now you can get to Independence Mine from the other side of the pass, and that side is paved all the way. But where's the fun in that? Once again, our Bobby makes it look easy. As we climb into this mountainscape, passing mine shafts along the way, it's only natural to wonder, why is this area so rich in gold, and where was the first big discovery made? And that is where we return to the story of Robert Lee Hatcher and just what he found. One fateful day in 1906, Hatcher made a remarkable discovery atop this peak, deep in the heart of the range. What compelled him to investigate that peak in particular? It seems he had a sixth sense, a knack for finding gold's hiding place, because find it he did. Thick veins of gold-bearing quartz within the granite rock of the mountain. And that discovery led to all this. After his discovery, Hatcher made the first hard rock claim of the region, and mining began shortly thereafter in 1908. Mining at Skyscraper Peak and Granite Mountain was eventually consolidated, and Independence Mine grew to be the second largest gold producer in the Willow Creek Gold Mining District, producing over 150,000 ounces of gold until its closure in 1951. In its heyday, upwards of 204 people were employed here. Now, what is most incredible is that so much of it is still here. Here are the living quarters where miners lived year-round. The mine ran all year, even in the depths of winter, operating 2 shifts per day. The bunkhouses were built tall and skinny, allowing heat to rise and reach every room. This is where single men lived, those without families or those who left their families back home. But many miners did bring their families with them. Many built family cabins out in this field here, leading to a little neighborhood called Boomtown. The children of Boomtown were sent to school here, in a one-room school in an administrative building. Can you imagine learning your ABCs here, high up in the Alaskan mountains with a handful of schoolmates? It must have been quite a way to grow up and learn about the world. Here is the cookhouse and mess hall, where cooks prepared 3 square meals a day for miners and other camp employees. The cooks and butchers and bakers had it down to an art, well stocked with the storage and equipment necessary to feed so many day after day, year-round without stop. Here is the country store, or commissary, where wages were spent on essentials that truly you could get nowhere else. To this day, Independence Mine is 15 miles from the nearest grocery store. To this day. This building held 4 apartments for married supervisors and their families. Each apartment had a kitchen, living room, bathroom, and upstairs bedroom. Being in a space like this, you can't help but wonder at all the human experience and all the life stories that took place here at Independence Mine. And looming over every remnant of every building are the mountains that yielded so much gold to the determined efforts of this mining community. Here is the site of the North Portal, and here is the location of the South Portal. Horizontal tunnels burrowed through the mountains and connected the 2 portals. By the time the mine closed, a maze of over 10 miles of tunnels stretched into the heart of these 2 granite giants. How did they know where to tunnel? Science. Ore samples from the mine were brought here to the assay office, where they were crushed and heated in a 2-step process to reveal how much gold the ore contained. And here's where it's important to understand the difference between lode gold and placer gold. When gold is found as flakes and nuggets in a stream bed, it is called placer gold. Mother Nature already did the work of eroding and freeing the gold from its rocky matrix. Panning is the method used to recover placer gold. Lode gold, or hard rock gold, is still embedded in solid rock, often in quartz veins. Any rock containing a certain concentration of gold is called gold ore. You might actually see the gold within the ore, but more often than not, you can't. The grains are microscopic or bound within a chemical compound, and going from this to this requires quite a process. Here at Independence Mine, it went like this. Once science told the crews where to dig, miners drilled into the hard granite, placed explosives, and the material was blasted. All that broken rock was transported out of the mine via trams and carts and brought here, where ore was sorted from waste rock, pulverized, then extracted using mercury. The mercury gold alloy, called amalgam, was brought here to the assay office, where it was heated until the mercury was vaporized, distilled, and recovered in this tin. What was left behind was called gold sponge. The gold sponge was stored here in this safe, then shipped to Seattle, where it was further heated, refined, and processed into gold bars. In all, it took about 1 ton of ore to recover 1 ounce of gold. For lovers of history, a visit to Independence Mine is a must. It is a truly unique experience, like peeling back the pages of time and walking firsthand through a different era. The state has done a remarkable job here. Walking paths of all levels weave throughout the site. Educational plaques across camp are exceptionally detailed and well illustrated, and the tour to go inside the buildings is a must, adding so much depth and understanding of the lives that were lived here. Walking amongst these ruins, one can't help but wonder, Why is this site so well preserved? And when did it close? During World War II, gold mining was deemed non-essential, and the mine temporarily shut down in 1943. The intention was always to resume operations after the war, so equipment and facilities were left as they were. But then, attempts to restart were hampered by rising costs and the fixed price of gold, until efforts for revival ended finally in 1951. The site sat for 23 years, an operation suspended in motion, until it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974, then donated to the state in 1980, and became a state historical park in 1981. A remarkable amount of preservation and maintenance has been performed in order to allow us to witness what remains of a massive operation that thought it was just closing for a little while back in 1943. That is why Independence Mine is so well preserved and accessible to us today. In the end, it's thanks to a whole lot of fellow human beings who value history and find its remnants well worth saving. If these 2 mountains and 1 mine yielded over 150,000 ounces of gold alone, it begs the question, how much gold yet lies buried within the granite of these peaks? Since the first discovery of placer gold in Willow Creek in 1897, the district grew until no fewer than 38 mines dotted the landscape. To this day, the Willow Creek Gold District is Alaska's 3rd largest lode gold district, with upwards of 624,000 ounces of gold produced. For those who venture to drive this epic road, the evidence is all around for us to see. Like here at the Lucky Shot mine portal. In its heyday, the Lucky Shot mine recovered an astounding amount of gold. Between 1921 to 1942, over 250,000 ounces were recovered from the ore veins that snake through this mountain. In fact, efforts are currently underway to continue developing this particular strike. So to answer that key question, is there still gold to be found in these mountains? Oh, most definitely, there still is. And how did all that gold come to be here in the first place? Well, you know what's coming next. Between 75 and 80 million years ago, molten rock from Earth's mantle slowly began to rise and push into Earth's crust, forming a magma chamber that then slowly cooled between 3 to 6 miles below the surface. When a large mass of magma like this cools, it forms what we call a granitic pluton, which cracks and fractures as it cools down. Fast forward 14 million years, and hot fluids from even deeper in the Earth were forced up and filled all those fractures. These fluids contained gold and other minerals, and as they slowly cooled, they crystallized into veins of quartz with gold deposits. Those vein-filled plutons were then forced upwards, forming the Talkeetna Mountains. So imagine if you could see through these mountains with X-ray vision, you would see thick veins of quartz branching and spidering throughout, and within those veins, precious deposits of gold. Today, Hatcher Pass remains surprisingly and beautifully undeveloped. It is a popular spot for blueberry picking in the autumn, its sweeping slopes positively blanketed in wild blueberry bushes. On the day that Anthony flies home, we drive the whole road in our little Prius. Yep, a Prius can do it, stopping at Summit Lake and Hatcher Pass Summit, a truly fitting way for a little boy to bid farewell to the wilds of Alaska. And knowing how expansive these valleys are, it's no wonder that Hatcher Pass is also a popular spot for paragliding.
Taking me high, taking me down. Give me your pretty, give me your messy, give me your happy, give me your sad. I may be staying, I may be going, I may be left, I may fall apart.
Where have we called home all this time? Well, the beautiful part of living in a home on wheels is that wherever those wheels rest, is home. So for the better part of a week, our home has been the Talkeetna Mountains and this, our front porch view. And there's one more thing that we've been up to. For that, we need to take our studio bus down the other side of the pass. As they say, what goes up must come down. And we're not gonna lie, we've been a little nervous about today. But just as before, we have full faith in our bus and her brakes. For those of you just joining us on the journey, you may be curious about this big, beautiful beast that we are sending down the mountain. She is our home, our studio, 198 square feet of tiny house, recording studio, and visual art studio all wrapped up into one. She will be our home for the entirety of the Art We There Yet project, from Alaska all the way to Argentina. And now that we've safely made it down, we can dive into our final project in this region, which actually doesn't have anything to do with history or geology, but rather music.
1, 2, 3.
Do you remember in episode 7 when we met that awesome local band in Talkeetna and invited them to record in the bus? Well, they have graciously come all the way to Hatcher Pass to jump aboard my next collaborative music project, and also to make a music video of one of their songs that was just destined for this setting. A big part of the Art We There Yet project is to highlight not just the landscapes, but also the people of the Americas. So without further ado, welcome everyone to the sound of Solar Gain. Larry, Danielle, and Españaro, take it away.
Well, he staked a claim in these old mountains. Back in '98, he was thinking mighty sadly the funny ways of fate. A cabin stands alone, and there's no fire in the heart. A lonely girl is crying, another broken heart, while he goes looking for gold. Digging for gold, always looking for gold. Dig me some gold. Yeah, looking for gold or cold hard cash. He's got a backpack, a bedroll, a pistol and an axe. Filling up the tanks, he's counting bullets for the gun. He got a song in his head, singing how you gonna run. Yeah, now he's back in Louisiana, he's turning water into wine. And he's chasing down a dream, still working in the mine. Drilling in the ocean for a jelly black as tar. Driving on the beach, sleeping in a car. Always looking for gold. Yeah, digging for gold. Gold. Yeah, he's digging for gold. He's looking for gold all the time. He's digging for gold. Digging for gold. He's looking for gold. Here we go, let's dig a song.
Here in Hatcher Pass, Alaska, history, geology, and stunning natural beauty all weave together into one rich and ongoing story. In a world where all the maps have been drawn and so many discoveries already made, a place that still holds such great unknowns is a traveler's dream to witness. It's not hard to wonder, what other secrets and treasures do these mountains hold? What stories took place here that have never been told? I guess these are the answers that only the mountains and time will tell. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a like.
Subscribe to our channel.
Send us a comment below. And for exclusive content and a behind-the-scenes view of the Art We There Yet journey,
Join us on Patreon.
See you over on Patreon.
You can take me high.